Testing, 1, 2, 3.
What
Testing,
is
1, 2,
up,
3,
everyone? It is NFL Talking More, and I have my beautiful friends Lorenzo Emiliani and Braden Lamagna, and I am your host, Matthew Kettrick, and it is a beautiful, beautiful day to be talking about some football, right, Lorenzo?
Yes.
Right, Braden?
Wonderful. This is today we're going to talk about the Caleb Williams in the future and other people on the Bears.
Now, before we start, everyone, please make sure to click the subscribe button if you want to see more. And if you want us to talk about your NFL team, leave a comment below. If you want us to talk about a certain player or a certain situation, just leave a comment. Or if the chat is on, just type something right now. So, that being said, we are going to get into it right now, everyone. We are going to get into the Caleb Williams situation. He just got drafted this year. And we have some high hopes for him, and we have some low hopes for him. We have a lot of fans who like him and hate him, but we're going to go into it, and we're going to see his stats from last year. We're going to see what kind of weapons he has around him and what we think about it. So that being said, any thoughts, guys?
Caleb Williams, he was our 2023 Heisman winner, 2024 first-round pick. He's the best quarterback that the Bears have had since 2008. He's very, very wonderful quarterback. I think this is going to get the Bears over the hump. I mean, the Bears went through Kyle Orton, Jay Cutler, Mitch Trubisky, and Justin Fields, and even picking Trubisky over Mahomes. And I just think Caleb Williams is going to bring enough to the table this year to kind of get into the playoffs and make a deep run. Yeah, I agree.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Now we're going to get into the stats about what happened last year with Caleb Williams and the years before that. So, as we can see in the 2021 season, he was in Oklahoma. And he was in the Big 12. So, he was a freshman at that time. It looks like he only was in 3 years. So, he had 1,912 yards. He averaged 9.1, 21 touchdowns, which is a lot, and 4 interceptions. And his rate was 169.4. So
he has 10 interceptions, 11 rushing touchdowns, 31 passing touchdowns, and 3,333 yards. He went 7-5 with the USC Trojans. Now, I think with his weapons, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, decent defense. They've really improved that. I think they will make it to the divisional round. I think they'll make a deep run. I think this all comes down to his pocket passing and their coach, Eberflus.
Yeah. And to expand on that, we're going to go to the 2022 year. But before we get into that, I just want to say 21 touchdowns wasn't a lot. I mean, you're in college. It's not that much as the starting QB for Oklahoma. But maybe it was just the players around him. We're not sure. But that being said, we're going to get into the 2022 season where he switched to USC. He was a sophomore in that year, and we're going to go over the stats right now. He had 4,537 yards, and he had 42 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a rate of 168. So, that being said, he had a big jump in touchdowns. He went from 21 to 42, which was a lot, so maybe that has to do with the players around him. And maybe himself, maybe the morale on his team got him there more. But yeah, any thoughts, guys?
Yeah, I definitely agree. He nearly doubled his touchdowns and kept his interceptions the same. So that is very good from that young quarterback.
Yep. Braden?
I definitely think he can make a run like C.J. Stroud last year. He's consistent. Poised. I think he can make the offense play of the year trophy.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's talk about his yards, guys. He had 1,912 total, and he went to 4,537, which is an insane jump as a sophomore quarterback from Oklahoma. Then went to USC. That is an insane jump. That's almost 3,000 total. God bless you, Braden. Any thoughts, Lorenzo?
Thank you.
Any thoughts, Lorenzo?
I think he's gonna have a similar rushing ability towards Justin Fields, but much better. But I think this is gonna make a deep playoff run. I think this is a really underrated team that they have here, and I think they're just getting too much hate.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I personally believe he could maybe even get as good as Lamar Jackson at rushing. I mean, he's just that good of a quarterback.
That's only his rookie year. I don't think he'll be as good as Lamar Jackson. I mean, Lamar is Houdini. He threw a pass to himself in the playoffs last year. I mean, I do think Caleb Williams has more poison. I really do, but I do think they're similar in some ways.
Yeah, I agree.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I think that wraps it about it for the 2022 season. Now we're going to go on to, again, the 2023 season. Still with USC and is a junior. He is a junior in USC. Still a cute QB, obviously. He had 3,633 yards. He had 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, again, and averaged 170.1. So, a lot to talk about here. Kind of went down a little bit. Last year he had 4,537. He went down all the way to 3,633. And his touchdowns went down by, looks like about like 12 or 10, which is an insane jump. And his touchdowns went all the way from 42 to 30. So a lot of stuff happening there. Let's get into it, I guess, about what we think, why it went down. Maybe it was bad coaching. Maybe it was bad morale. What do you guys think?
I think, honestly, a lot of the touchdowns came from rushing. And I think that's part of it. And I think only one reason in the NFL could lead to him not doing as good is because of the coaching. His coach, John Eberflus, is on the hot seat right now. And I think that really makes or breaks it a real good season.
Just want to say right now,
Yeah.
are any of you podcasters like you two watching the stream? Because we have a viewer. Are you guys on the stream? All right. Welcome to NFL Talking More. Just saying hi. All right. So, what do we think? What do we think happened to Caleb Williams when this whole drought thing happened to him? What? Lorenzo,
What do you think?
You know, I don't really know what happened to him. You know, I think he just, in the off season he might have fell off, not been staying on consistent with focus with the workouts and stuff like that. So
two people watching the stream. Hello. We had one, now we have two. Just saying hi.
I think it was like concentration. I mean, there's a lot of things in the media that was probably distracting, but I mean, I just think besides that, I think he's gonna put up some of the same numbers as he did in college in the NFL. But I'm really positive about this kid.
I agree. Now let's get on to the subject where he was on the Chicago Bears. Now he just got drafted. But just want to point out before we get into that, all together he had 72 touchdowns. He had 8,170 yards. Again, could have been better. But, yeah. All right, so the NFL draft just happened, and Caleb Williams was sent to the Chicago Bears. Now, you know what this means? Rookies sometimes turn out great, and rookies sometimes turn out bad. Do we think that Caleb Williams is going to be bad, or does he have some good weapons around him? Let's get into that subject now, everyone.
he has some very good people around him. Like Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, and DeAndre Swift in his backfield. So
yeah,
I believe that he will go very far and take them to the playoffs.
Yeah. Now let's just get this out of the way. We're not going to say all the stats yet. We're just going to give our opinions right now of how we think Caleb Williams is going to do on the Chicago Bears. Braden?
I think he's really good. I think he's going to be in many ways similar to C.J. Stroud. I mean, the Texans have a lot of good players around them, and I think so do the Bears. I mean, I think, again, a lot of this depends on the coaching. That's the only thing that could really make them make or break.
I agree. So let's get into the first player, which will be, of course, the best position in football, running back DeAndre Swift. He was on the Philadelphia Eagles and then, or no, he was on the Detroit Lions, right? Then went to the Eagles. Now he's on the Bears. So he looks like he's kind of a money guy. I don't think he really wants to win a Super Bowl that much because, again, if players bounce around from team to team, they want a lot of money, or else another team pays them more money than the team that they're on. So let's get into DeAndre Swift on the first team, which will be the Detroit Lions. So in total, DeAndre Swift had 23 touchdowns, wasn't much, 4 fumbles, and 29 yards? Any thoughts on that?
You know, I don't think that himself can take the team to the playoffs because he's just really kind of fell off. His potential is not there.
Yep. I mean, I agree. It might just be the O-line. I mean, sometimes like a running back in the backfield with a terrible O-line does not get anywhere because the only way a running back will get yards is if the big uglies make a hole. Now, sometimes if there's no hole, the running back will go wide right or maybe the other way. But anyways, that's what I think about the Detroit Lions. Now let's get into Braden Lamagna with the DeAndre Swift situation with the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go, Braden. Come on.
Okay, so DeAndre Swift, he's more like a short yardage back. He only had 1,049 yards rushing and 5 rushing touchdowns. I mean, he's more like I'm going to compare him to like Zeke in a way. He's more that short yardage guy. He's not going to make as many outbreaks, but I think he will produce. I don't think he fell off completely, but it really just depends on the O-line, like Matthew was saying.
Totally agree on that. Yep. Lorenzo, any thoughts?
No. I don't think. I think that next year in the draft they need to get a new running back there because he didn't do it on the Eagles, and I don't think he's going to do it on the Bears either.
Now, people, and I agree on that, but at the same time, people could argue that, well, DeAndre Swift had a bad O-line. And, Jason Kelce was playing on the Eagles when DeAndre Swift was there, right? Yep. So Jason Kelce is definitely Hall of Famer center. So I wouldn't say that DeAndre Swift just had a bad O-line. I would say he's pretty decent overall. I wouldn't call him bad. I would just call him D.